So next was backstage. Charlotte Flair said Becky Lynch should pretend the title is Flair's suitcase that Lynch spent half her career carrying and handed over. Highlights aired at the Lynch versus Bianca Belair match. Becky makes her entrance. Flair makes her entrance. Sonya was already in the ring and explained they would be exchanging championships and go to their respective new brands. A Becky two belts chant started. Flair gave the belt to another. So there was a lot of controversy on this. Did you hear about? So Joe, read the story of what was supposed to happen here and what happened. Okay, Flair gave the Raw belt to DeVille. Lynch tried to take it, then tossed the SmackDown belt at Flair's feet. Flair said that if this was all very choppy live, like it was very awkward. Okay, Flair said that. So basically, Becky tossed the belt to her. All this was not supposed to happen.
Yeah, so they're both standing in the middle of the ring, and she's asking both of them to give him their belts because they got to exchange belts, and none of them want to give her the belts. And then finally, Charlotte grabs a belt, and Becky tries to take it out of her hand, and she drops it on the floor. And Bill tells her to pick it up.
They edited this out,
Yeah.
Okay,
well, here's the Hulu thing. Yeah.
Well, I saw this is what I saw.
Right.
And then she picked up the belt. And when she picked up the belt, Becky threw her belt at at Charlotte and walked out. Okay, so there was definitely heat in the ring. I guess they've had heat from before. And
here's
it's kind of hard because
it.
Sasha and Charlotte. I'll give you a minute to read it, Joe.
No,
Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky are all heels, so you don't know who to root for here. And I will say Sasha was wearing a delicious catsuit.
Yes,
but go ahead.
Sasha makes her entrance with the mic in the hand. Banks said that if Flair thought she was just going to come out and take over, and she was out of her damn mind. Banks entered the ring. Lynch said she was going to Raw.
Did she call her a
something? Maybe, I don't know. She said she would let Flair and Banks figure it out and then see one of them in Survivor Series. A Becky chant broke out. Banks said she's the star of any show she's on, and Friday night is boss time. Flair asked if anyone even remembers when she had a title. Banks did she punch her in the face with it? She said that. And Banks avoided a big boot. Flair avoided a backstabber, and Flair ended up at ringside. Banks performed a meteor off the apron, and DeVille stood between them at ringside. So it was like, this is just an awkward out to the show. So
awkward out because you have two people going into business for themselves.
Yeah, interesting. I want to know what happened. Joe, do you have the story?
Joe.
Yeah, so it says the WWE reportedly had a situation on Friday when Charlotte Flair went rogue during a segment on SmackDown. The incident led to an altercation with Becky Lynch and Flair being escorted from the building by WWE staff. Charlotte Flair reportedly didn't just get into it with Becky Lynch after the botched SmackDown segment. Sonya Deville is said to have had an altercation with Flair as well. Deville, who appears on camera as SmackDown's general manager, was in the ring during the incident and afterwards got into an altercation with Flair backstage. PW Insider cites two unnamed sources who said Deville was made enough to fight Flair, but Lynch's confrontation with Flair received the bulk of the attention. There's new details regarding Charlotte Flair's altercation with Becky Lynch. The argument didn't get physical, but there was lots of shouting during the argument, which took place in the gorilla position. Flair and Lynch allegedly exchanged words as both CEO Vince McMahon and Senior Vice President Bruce Pritchard were present. As previously reported, Becky Lynch didn't see any heat from her coworkers after the incident. Charlotte, on the other hand, is allegedly on the outs with some of the roster, and things escalate to the point that WWE officials escorted her from the building. In a recent development, some superstars reportedly felt officials escorting Flair out was a sign of disrespect. The move does feel a bit surprising, given Flair's importance to WWE overall, as well as her father's legacy. So,
yeah, you know what, though? Let me tell you something. I went there years and years ago to see a show backstage, and, bro, the security was, like, way different than WCW days. It was very structured. You know, you'd have escorts and stuff, and then, like, you know, they were like, I could see, you know, just one of the, because they have a lot of security people backstage. You know, I could see just like one of the security persons walking with her when she left. You know what I'm saying? But like the visual picture for getting walked out, man, it could have been like that, like a few of them. But like I could,
yeah, maybe Vince said escorter because I don't want her getting into a fight with Sonya or the other one.
Right, possibly, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get some hot news on this. So that's been our SmackDown review.
Enjoy good show. Another good show by SmackDown. Continues to be the best wrestling show right now.
Yes. The last was a little choppy, but the Brock and Roman stuff was excellent. So
yeah. Well, and just the fact, bro, that what they did, they went off script was pretty cool. You know, it's like you don't see that a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So even the bad press they get is good press.
Right.
You know, there's just like there was like an unscripted segment in the last thing. So.